Hello there, my name is Flynn and I'm going to be teaching you the Meyer Square today. The Meyer Square is an exercise mentioned in Jakob Meyer's 1570 book, and it's one of the first flourishes that most fencers learn because it teaches you how to cut to each of the openings and sort of how to transition and flow from one cut to another. It consists of 16 cuts, but really it's just 4 cuts repeated in 4 sections, or what Meyer called rings. If you imagine how a person is divided, they have these 4 openings you can attack. Every one of these cuts is going to be one of these openings depending on the ring. Each ring is a different level of each of these numbers. So this is ring 1, ring 2, 3, 4, moving inward. So the first cut is to the top right opening. So to start off, square your feet to be shoulder width apart, with your left leg forward of your right in a strong balanced position. Grab your sword, right hand on top, left hand on bottom if you're right-handed, reversed if you're a lefty. Start off with the blade pointed up and the cross guard high enough that you should almost be able to put your thumb in your ear. So the first cut is to that upper right opening. You're going to step forward with your right leg and cut down to the left side. Try to keep your blade aligned and follow through until your point is down in front of you on your lower left side. Nice. Now we're going to do the second cut to the lower left opening, but first you're going to transition by flipping the sword so that your arms are now crossed and the point is behind you. Then you'll step back with your right foot and cut up to your upper right side into a high guard with the cross guard angled to be in line with your left forearm at about 45 degrees. Now for cut 3, drop the sword and open your wrist so the blade is behind you and cut to the upper left side in high guard with uncrossed arms. Cut 4, we rotate the wrists and the sword around in front of you and come back down that same line you just cut up and end with the sword on your right side. And that's the first ring. Congratulations! Now each ring pretty much just repeats those cuts, but from a different starting point. So since we finished the first ring, now we follow the second. So cut 5 comes up to the upper left side. 6 comes down that same line. 7, you raise your sword up, rotating it back to cut down to the lower left side. Then cross your arms for cut 8 to come back up that same line. Ring 2 complete. Here's where it breaks the rhythm. We've been stepping forward and back each time with these cuts, but ring 3 starts with a cut to the upper left opening. So to transition from the upper right guard, instead of stepping, we stay in place and swing the sword around with our wrists and come over to cut down to the upper left opening. 10 cuts back up that same line. Drop down to your lower left side with arms crossed. 11 cuts to the upper right. Rotate the wrists to open your forearms for cut 12 to come down that same line. Ring 3 finished. Ring 4 starts in the lower right opening with cut 13 up to the right. Cut 14 comes back down the same line. Rotate the wrists around just a little to come up to the upper left, and then come down for 15 to the lower right. Then rotate the wrists open to come up for the last cut. Now we've finished cut 16, and we're all done. However, if you want to loop this drill, you can do what we did from 8 to 9 and rotate the wrists in front of you without a step and cut down to the upper right opening, and that becomes cut 1 all over again. And you can just keep looping this drill until your arms fall off. Now I know that seems like a lot, but it really is just the same 4 cuts repeated over again. Here they're all together from behind so you can follow along. There you go. Now go have fun with swords.